At the D23 Experiences panel, Josh D'Amaro announced Cars Land, also Villains Land, and many other exciting things that might be coming into Disney parks. The only thing he left out is where it's all going, and we think we know. Why? Because the concept art seems to reveal that they will be destroying large parts of Magic Kingdom to make this happen. Let's talk about that on That Park Place. Hello, I am Jonas J. Campbell, an investigative reporter for That Park Place, and here with me is theme park guru, Mr. VashSky. Vash, we have got a lot to talk about this morning.
A lot to talk about this morning, but we had to start small and then go big and then go small again.
I'm just going to point out here that during no part of that panel did they talk about what was going to be replaced at a Walt Disney Resort. It was all, we're going to add this, we're going to add this, we're going to put in this new land over at Disney Hollywood Studios. There was a massive reveal here, and there's a clip that I've asked Vash to add to the channel here, and well, here we go.
Where? Where, Dwight?
Seems like you already know where.
Oh my. And this is not the only time that we're going to be having this discussion because obviously the Disney's Hollywood Studios announcement, there are several cherished attractions that might be destroyed in order to bring in, I guess, a Monsters, Inc. roller coaster or whatever. Could be the animation courtyard, could be Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular. It could be Star Tours, the only good Star Wars ride they have at Disney's Hollywood Studios, in my opinion. But what we're talking about today is the concept art that seems to reveal that Rivers of America is going to be destroyed here at Walt Disney World Resort. Right here, this is Big Thunder Mountain, and I'm having trouble spotting it. Is this Liberty, not Liberty Square, but is this the walkway for Frontierland right here, Vash? Or is this the walkway for Frontierland? Go ahead.
Yeah, it can be a little bit deceiving there. So if you use Tiana's Bayou Adventure and Big Thunder in the back to kind of line up the shot, you can actually see kind of where you're supposed to be positioned if you were looking at this in real life. And then
this would be outside of the park if you were. Is this supposed to be Tiana's Bayou Adventure right here?
Yes, that's Tiana's Bayou Adventure. And then at the very bottom
Big
of that.
Thunder. So this is all wetlands right now. When I say wetlands, there's a river going through here now, and this is Tom Sawyer Island.
Yes,
so it sounds like they're destroying a large part of this park right here. By the way, one of my favorite spots in the entire park right here is this nice walkway right next to water. Mm-hmm. It gives you the feeling that you're not in a completely artificial environment. Mm-hmm. And now it's going to be replaced with something that will have living cars in it.
Oh yes. And that is absolutely going to be the case right there. And for anybody who might doubt what is going to be happening to the amazing Rivers of America, this is a little bit blown up version of that artwork. You can see actually at the very bottom the Liberty Bell dock that you would board. So this is Rivers of America. This is
so they're going to have a dock.
Tom Sawyer's Island.
Going to go to water?
Well, apparently that's what they're going to have because you can see right here, this is Google Maps. This is the same place that concept artwork is based on. It's right there. This is what they're going forward with. And if you actually read the Disney Parks blog post, they actually say it outright. So we'll go down here and we'll get started. This past weekend at D23, the Ultimate Disney Fan Event, Disney Experiences Chairman Josh D'Amaro revealed exciting new details about what's coming to Walt Disney World. Oh, details, did he? I don't know. Gonna need some more explanation on that one. In addition to getting up close and personal with monsters and villains, soon you'll be able to explore the uncharted territory of the great outdoors with an expansion in Frontierland themed around Pixar Animation Studios cars. Now, before we get to that, the Beyond Big Thunder project that was touted as kind of a what-if segment at the 2022 D23 Expo, a lot of people thought, well, okay, you kind of go like around the river. You can kind of go around Big Thunder. You don't necessarily have to remove Rivers of America in order to make this happen. Not too dissimilar from how Star Wars Galaxy's Edge was incorporated into Disneyland in California. And you can see, actually, the Google Maps here, there's kind of a lot of land around Rivers of America, around these wetlands right here. So a lot of people were thinking that that's what they would end up doing. Now, obviously, the Big Thunder or Beyond Big Thunder project changed a little bit. Obviously, Coco and Encanto were removed, but the Villains Land, it looks like, is going forward. More on that on future That Park Place coverage. But we didn't get any of those. We got this Cars concept right here. And if you look through the art, I didn't notice this at the time, Jonas, but you can actually see in this piece of concept artwork for this Cars edition, you can see Big Thunder right there. So
there it is. Yeah, right? That's a very good point. Also, this was pointed out by, I believe, a former Imagineer. It's incredibly doubtful that maintenance will want a ride vehicle that goes through actual water and actual mud in the same way that Kilimanjaro goes through water and mud. I don't know if it actually even goes through much mud. I think they probably shut down operations when it's muddy for that one. So I'm not seeing this coming out in anywhere near the concept art.
I would think so. I think there's some trickery to be had here, but it does say in this specific Disney Parks blog post, it's time to leave Radiator Springs and head west into exciting new locations to make way for this completely new frontier. The Rivers of America and Tom Sawyer's Island, again, folks, this is Disney Parks blog, this is Disney's official announcement, will be transformed into vast and rugged terrains for a rally race with some of the world's most iconic racers.
Well,
there, folks.
They hate Tom Sawyer Island. They don't like Mark Twain. Because they're problematic. There's some words that are used in Huckleberry Finn and of course Tom Sawyer, because they're of the time. Even though Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn are very progressive and very accepting of different races, the fact that they use the language of the time to refer to one of these characters, that book is no longer acceptable. So they can't use that, even though the parks don't reference any of those words. They did at least get rid of Injun Joe, that was written on one of the rafts that would take you from the dock to Tom Sawyer Island. Also, Tom Sawyer Island, I'm not sure, is there anything sold on Tom Sawyer Island?
I believe it did used to have a little eatery at one point. However, I don't know if that's still there. Unfortunately, when I went in, not this August, but last August, I wasn't able to actually get onto Tom Sawyer's Island. So I don't know that firsthand, but I know in Tom Sawyer's history, at least out in Disneyland, and I believe the same in Walt Disney World, they used to have shops and eateries. And right now you have vignettes, displays of Frontier Woodsmen out there. I forgot, is it Fort Longhorn out there to Tom Sawyer's Island in Disney World?
I don't actually know the name of the fort, although I had a lot of fun running through there as a child. I always like to jump out at people in those caves. Now, of course, we also know that actual bears on one occasion like to jump out at people in those caves. It was one bear, and it was actually the cast member who came upon probably a sleeping bear in Tom Sawyer Island in the caves there. Right. Now, I think that this is one. We always knew that Tom Sawyer Island was in danger, and I had hoped that they would actually put a Tiana area over there. I think that they could have done private parties, maybe put some kind of a drawbridge or something that they could put there so that people could walk across and you could have private events on that island. If you're going to do that, it would have been an excellent place for that, and to have your Tiana's place or whatever there. But they're going to destroy it. And the Rivers of America, obviously, that is something that they have no priority for. The riverboats, I don't think those are a priority for the company. They're too kitschy. They don't have any IP attached to it that they want to be associated with. So now they're going to get rid of it for the biggest, probably most commercially viable John Lasseter franchise that they've had in the past, that being Cars, with Mater. And I'm not even going to say Mater's big catchphrase here, but I don't know. Obviously, they're going to be doing more Cars, and Cars is a big deal out there at Disneyland. It's one of the most immersive lands that they have. They're going to be bringing this over here. The Villains Land, these are 2 attractions a piece, and of course, lots of shopping that's going to be going in here. I want to bring up something that Bob Iger said on an earnings call very quickly. They said that they have enough room for 7 lands. And I don't know if they were referring to globally or just in America. But on the call, and then at the D23 panel, they filled in the gaps for what those 7 lands would be. And I'm just going to say Tropical America's Land, which is not a new land. It's a retheme of an existing land. Avatar Land, which they have because of Disneyland Forward. Monstropolis, which is going to be tearing out something else and putting in Monstropolis. Villains Land and Cars Land. That's 5 right there. And for the most part, other than the Disneyland Forward thing, this sounds like they're not actually using any new land in order to do this. They're transforming what exists in the space. I'm kind of glad they didn't announce a 5th gate, but I just don't like this. This is, I don't want to say it's paving paradise and putting up a parking lot. They are going to fill in this presumably with concrete and utilidors and putting in whatever this is. I hope it's pretty. New Fantasyland. I like New Fantasyland more than I like the original Fantasyland. I know, sacrilege to say that parks should be transformed. I don't like this though. Vash, why do they do what they do?
It's the path of least resistance for them, because there were some operational challenges if you were to maintain the river and have the area behind it open and accessible to the public, right? There were problems, operational problems with maybe foot traffic and how to get people back there. And also you have to maintain the dock that is used to maintain the Liberty Bell itself. So I understand there were issues, there were complications with that. Disney of yore, they would have found a way to make this work. Even Disney of 5 years ago, they would have found a way to make it work. At least that's what we saw with Disneyland's Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. They were able to maintain that river, actually make it better in some instances, and have their cake and eat it too. In this way, it's like, nope, we're going to get rid of Rivers of America in a bizarre way. If you see on your screen right here, in the immediate vicinity of Rivers of America, there's all this green space. There's the Walt Disney World enjoys the blessing of size, and yet we can only replace Jonas. We can't actually expand, and it's ridiculous. And by the way, Jonas, Josh Giamaro specifically, he knew all this stuff was coming. He understood that these are the moves that they were going to make, and he decided not to share any of that relevant information at the Parks panel or even at D23 itself. People will note that they opened various segments of D23, the show floor, with a lot of these concepts and models and so forth that they had touted the day before, leaving it for the last day. People were trying to get into those areas, which were disparate and removed from each other, and it was pure chaos. But Josh Giamaro, this, I gotta be honest, it's cowardice. It's cowardice not to tell people what people were going to lose until after. And they did this before with Great Movie Ride and Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. When Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway was touted during the actual parks panel itself, everybody was like, ooh, yay, we're going to get a Mickey Mouse attraction. And then they let the cat out of the bag after that, saying, well, we're going to get rid of Great Movie Ride for this Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. And now we experience the same thing the day after, Jonas. The day after the D23 Expo has officially concluded and everybody's gone home, now they drop this news on us. And it's insulting. It's maddening.
Vash, I think this is the most ranty that you've ever been on this channel, and I appreciate it. I mean, I'm serious. I've never seen you this way, and I have to say I agree with you. I think there are ways that they could have announced this if they started right off the bat and said New Frontierland and said that they were transforming the entire area. I think that maybe people could have accepted that a lot of things are changing and some of the things are staying the same. But in this case, they are there. I don't see any water on that concept art, despite there's the fact that there is a dock still existing on that concept art. I'm trying to think what is even additive from that panel. I guess I guess Cars Land is additive. I guess Villains Land is additive. I'm kind of getting, at least Villains is more than one IP. Cars is yet another single IP land. Here's the deal when it comes down to it. I really wonder how much of this is directly because they look at Epic Universe and how Epic Universe did their announcements, and they said, we have to respond. This is the actual response. Instead of Disney saying Epic Universe is a response to Disney. Yes, it is a response to the fact that there is a theme park space in Orlando that I guess was created by Disney. Epic Universe is not a reaction to Pandora. Epic Universe is not a reaction to fill in the blank here. Epic Universe is its own thing, just like David S. Pumpkins. Vash, I can't wait to see what happens over the next 6 years when they wall this entire section of the park off and everybody goes, what's going on over there? And sometime in 2030, when they finally premiere Cars Land and Villains Land, what goes into this space, what we will have gained after what we have lost. There's something to be said for the ambiance of a theme park. I'm also kind of surprised they didn't announce some kind of big change to the Hall of Presidents, since that one isn't very in vogue either. Vash, wrap us up here and try to keep it clean, buddy.
Absolutely, 100%. Well, to go from 1770s America to 1890s Old West to 1920s New Orleans to contemporary Northern California with Cars, I don't think that's a good move right there. This is all precipitated by attempting to change Splash Mountain into Tiana's, stripping that cohesive theme from that whole thing, and now we're trying to rectify that by broadening out what it means to be actually Frontier or Frontierland, and it's not good. They are ruining one of the hearts of a beloved castle park of Walt's original vision there. There was a time, Jonas, when Frontierland actually used to occupy a third of all of Disneyland, and that's been slowly shrunk back. But I'll give the Team Disney Anaheim and the Disneyland managers credit that they were able to preserve Rivers of America, at least at Disneyland, but to lose that at Magic Kingdom. I mean, I've seen the long range plans for Walt Disney World. I did see that Magic Kingdom's Rivers of America wasn't on that long range. This was like a 50-year plan. I never thought I would actually see the day, but here it is. You know, it's just very tragic, Jonas. But please, we want to go ahead and leave it to our commenters right here. What do you think about all this? Do you think that this is an upgrade or maybe a necessary downgrade, as we have heard from some of our contemporaries in this space attempt to justify some of these changes? Please let us know in your comments below what you think about all of this. If you like this video, please like this video. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, please go ahead and do that right now. And make sure you follow us for all the news. That should be fun.
Thanks for watching That Park Plays News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media accounts.